Have you ever dreamed of trading the city streets and the traffic jams for an untamed wilderness? Well, welcome to Denali National Park, Alaska. This is where van life, epic hikes, breathtaking exploration all collide. But with the limited road access and grizzly bears possibly around any corner, how do you make the most of this wild paradise? Stick with us as we reveal the best camping spots, must-do hiking trails, insider tips on where to eat and where to camp, and how to adventure this Alaska's crown jewel. This is van life, this is backcountry camping, and this is hiking among the bears and the moose. This is snow-capped mountain peaks towering over endless green forests wrapped in mountain streams of pure and clear water. This is how we celebrate the survival of a long, dark Alaskan winter. And this is why we live my Alaska.
It's a
Hi, Dawn here, Living My Alaska, and we are pulled off the side of the road because we've spotted a group of doll sheep on the top of the mountain.
So this is a really neat little tool. What we're looking at here is a thing called Spot Shot, and I place it on the end of my spotting scope. It transmits a digital signal to my iPad, and what we're watching here, folks, is a group of wild doll sheep high up on this mountain out here in front of me. Spotting scope is one of those things in Alaska that can really pay dividends. This is a Vortex Razor 65mm, and we're looking straight up there on the hillside. So glad to share this with you. More to come. It's time to go to the campground and check in before it gets too late. We're not going into the campground just yet. We're going one more mile to mile 30 to the Teklanika overlook.
Which is the furthest private vehicle can drive.
Oh, there's one exception to that, right? And that is the lottery system. I think August, Denali National Park offers a lottery. You can enter that lottery, and they pull a certain number of limited permits where they allow you to take your vehicle and drive into the park as far as the road will take you.
We have yet to win that lottery, or any other lottery.
For that matter, yes.
But it doesn't stop us from trying.
Oh, good, there's nobody here. We have it to ourselves. Oh, I need to get out of there.
But it's already gone, so let's go catch him. Check out this overlook. See what we can see. Maybe some wildlife, maybe not. So nice out here.
The camera doesn't do it justice, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is a fantastic place to spot wildlife, and I'm sure there will be some here eventually. I thought you all might find this interesting while we're waiting for those caribou to show up. Somewhere in here, maybe about 100, 150 yards off, and I'm hoping they'll come moving through here because I can't cross this river with my shoes on. At least I don't want to. These are caribou tracks, and they're quite fresh. As you can see, the little pieces of broken sand on them. The caribou walked right through here, headed this way. They're really amazing creatures. When they walk, they make a clicking sound. The way their hooves are designed for deep snow and ice. Where are you, Mr. Caribou? I'm growing impatient. off into the bushes. She's safer here next to the road because the bears and the wolves love to eat baby moose, and so she has a better shot of those little babies surviving if she hangs around with us. So down in this meadow, everyone, I don't know if I can, about where the tip of my finger is, there's a grizzly bear. We're still in Denali National Park. Been here for, I don't know what, 4 days now. Before we head out to the Savage River Campground, we're going to make a detour into the Denali National Park Visitor Center. They have a fantastic little museum in here. This is the busiest part. It's basically the hub of Denali National Park. The buses all pull up right here in front and dump all of the tourists in here. So this is where you're going to see most of the people. We are here and we are going, where's Savage River? Must be, this is the Denali Park Road, so we're going somewhere here. How about this for an evening hike? Gorgeous.
Spectacular.
Yeah, it is. I'd love to know if there were fish in that river.
Go stick your GoPro down there and find out.
Yeah. I seem to remember last year this was all covered in ice and we couldn't walk this far. She's a woman of few words when she's in the wilderness. She prefers to listen to the sound of the river instead of my voice.
No comment.
I'm going to take your advice and go stick my arm with the GoPro down into that water and see what's under there. See if I can do this without falling in. Whoa. Whoa. Not a bad way to spend the evening. Does wonders for the heart and soul. And the wind running through these trees clears your mind.
We're gonna head back?
Yeah. By the way, great little day pack made by Seek Outside. I believe this is a Dyneema material. Super lightweight, water resistant, very durable, and I like it. SeekOutside.com. One of the favorite things I like to do when I'm in national park like this, or camping otherwise, is lay in my hammock. This is an eagle nest, double nest hammock. Comes with these straps to hang around the trees. It might sound funny, but on these somewhat warm days, there's still cool air coming through here. And if you try to lay in this hammock, you'll get cold pretty quick. So what I like to do is bring a little bit of a quilt with me. Oh, it's fantastic.
Not bad.
We're so glad you can join us on this hike on a beautiful May day, springtime day in Denali National Park with Living My Alaska. This hike is near the Riley Creek Campground. Look at this. But I believe this is called lichen, and if I read this correctly, it's a high source of vitamin D. I believe it's like a mushroom. Maybe if somebody knows for sure, put in the comments. And a favorite of the caribou herds. It's early spring, so there's not much in here, but eventually this will all be berries. And this is either a low bush cranberries or maybe even blueberries. I'm not sure by just looking at it here. So again, if anybody else knows exactly what this is, maybe you can put it in the comments and enlighten us. And come this fall, this will be full of berries. These pretty little white flowers popping out. What are these, honey?
I don't know, honey.
You don't know? Well, we know what this is, right? This is a land survey marker from when they were 1923 General Land Office survey. This is when they were marking the boundaries of the park. This is an absolutely beautiful suspension bridge. It's made with cables and timbers. Another look at the suspension bridge that we're about to cross. And it's absolutely fun. It bounces as you go across it, so it gives you a little bit of a feeling of adventure. I assume this is built by the Corps of Engineers, our U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, or a group like it. Shout out to retired U.S. Army Colonel Mr. Jim Sherman, engineer, longtime engineer with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and a relative of my beautiful wife. It's bouncy. I do not want to drop this GoPro. I'm holding on. Isn't it gorgeous? Just another day in the life of living my Alaska.
My Alaska!
It's really fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's
a part of why we are living my Alaska.
Why we made these sacrifices and the hard choices we made. Leave our comfort zones, put priorities in place, and this is the reward. It's interesting, this is a story about the Dall sheep being overhunted, and Charles Sheldon, who I believe was a hunting guide, lobbied Congress to create the game refuge. It's what they used for a camera. I love this. This is really beautiful. So this is where we are right now. And we're going to the Savage River Campground tonight, and then Teklanika later this week.
Dogs don't run out of gas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful dog. They're really well made. Okay, a lot of folks in there, a lot of people. Denali National Park Visitor Center. A lot of great stuff in there. We had to go through pretty quickly because of the crowds, but I think we got quite a bit for you guys to see. Hope you enjoy it. We're headed out for a mountain bike ride in Denali National Park. We're going to be riding the park road. I'm super excited. Haley at Teklanika Gear Shop in Talkeetna, Alaska was so kind enough to rent these bicycles to us and let us take them into Denali National Park. They're electric assist, which is going to take some of the stress off of us, and we're super excited about this. We're going on a bike ride in Denali National Park. Bear spray just in case we need it. GoPro camera to catch the bear getting angry because we sprayed him.
It's just seasoning for the bear
Yes,
at some point.
just pepper spray.
Yeah.
It'll make him hotter. Isn't this great with the electric assist? A little bit of a seat adjustment. We'll be back underway. The range on these electric bikes is somewhere between anywhere from 10 to 30 or 40 miles, depending on how much you use the battery. This is the control for the electric. Eco mode, trail mode, boost mode, bear spray, shifters. Wife, I've been wanting to do this for several years. Let's go for a bike ride into Denali National Park. It's almost too easy. I feel like I'm cheating. Climbing hills on an electric assist bicycle, folks. This is the way to do it. It's our first time on an electric bike. What's that?
Something right there. Are those elk?
Oh, there's a caribou.
Oh, caribou, I think?
How's that climbing a hill with electric assist? Caribou right out in the middle of this riverbed. That's pretty fun to see. No bears around this morning. I guess that's good. We're about to go somewhere we've never been before. Past mile 30, Denali Park Road. We're learning how to use electric bikes. This is our first time ever riding electric assist bicycles in the United States.
So I'm gonna reserve my boost for if the bear is chasing.
You can't run away from the bear with boost. Well, just so you know, the bike stops assisting at 20 miles an hour, so don't try. You don't have to be faster than the bear, you just got to be faster than me.
Exactly.
Oh, it's pretty. Taking our first bicycle break at the beautiful Teklanika River in Denali National Park. I guess this is about mile 31 or 32. Our campground is about a mile that way down the river. What a wonderful way to see this place. The electric assist mountain bikes that we've rented from the Talkeetna Gear Shop in Talkeetna, Alaska have turned out to be one of the best ideas I've had this year. Thanks to Haley and her husband, owner-operators of the local bike shop there, for that opportunity. Love it. We're at the Savage River Campground. This is the Savage Alpine Trail. Historic Savage cabin is that way. We need to go check that out. Can you see the rabbit? That's a snowshoe hare with his spring and summer coat. Dawn is trying to sneak up and get a better photo. So Dawn is creeping around the other side, and he's got his backside to Dawn, so she might get lucky because he's more worried about me. Oh, he spots her. One of the lessons about spotting wildlife in Alaska is to just be patient. Go slow, and you'll be amazed at what your eye will catch if you just go slow enough and look around and be patient. The wildlife will show up. It's here. Okay, so the Savage cabin is to the right. Toilets right there for the tourists as they come through in the buses. Savage Loop Trail near the Savage River Campground, Denali National Park, has some fantastic historical plaques. This is a historical trail with an old homesteader's cabin. Technically not a homesteader's cabin, it's the trapper's cabin. That's the word I'm looking for. And it shows what life was like in 1922 in this area.
So many of these plaques, it appears they have access to journals of some of the people that were working here back in the 20s, and so many of these plaques have the journal of what's actually was happening during that time and what they were living through, and it's quite incredible to see.
This is one of the original ranger cabins built in the early part of the 1900s, right around 1917, 1920, and this can be found on the Savage River Loop across from the Savage River Campground in Denali National Park. I'd love to share with you how this was built. There's some fascinating technology from the early 20th century and how they built this. All of this material was locally sourced from the surrounding forest. You can see the logs are not very big because the trees are not very big. They used whatever they had around as chinking. Chinking is what you put between these logs to seal out weather, and that is animal hair, burlap sack, mud, and moss. They had enough resources to hack out a few wooden planks and some old metal hinges, and it looks a lot like it would have looked in the 1920s. They often burn these logs. Burning the logs changes the wood structure and gives it a more durable finish to resist weather. There's something else you guys need to see on the side of this house. This is not some sort of construction project gone wrong. This is how we keep bears out of our cabins in winter. These are nails driven in from the inside, and what happens is when a bear comes up to this and he tries to put his paw in here to pull this shutter open, he gets a handful of nail, and that discourages him from attempting that. And this is still used in Alaska, all over Alaska, and it's a very wise thing. I think we might be able to open these windows up and have a look inside. Very rustic, very simple. It could be life-saving. What we see is a little wood stove, a little bed in the corner, and a little bench as a table, a teapot, a wash basin, and that's it. And what it reminds me of is Henry David Thoreau's Walden, and that's exactly how he describes his cabin that he built in the Maine woods. And what he needed inside was exactly what's in here. The tour buses come through here, and they open up the cabin and they take tourists through, but the cabin is locked. They don't allow us in there. What else is here? There's the outhouse that's back here. They frequently built outhouses, but they never built them too close to the cabin because that's unsanitary. So they built the outhouse far enough away from the cabin that you don't smell it and it's not a sanitary risk. And what's really neat over here is his old dog houses. And this is where the dogs slept. There's a reason he built it here. So you may have, I don't know, 5, 8, 10 feet of snow here, and what he did was he put it under this spruce tree because spruce trees shed the snow out like this, and so this dog cabin for the dog will not be buried under 10 feet of snow, and it'll help the dog go in and out without having to dig a hole and into a cave. So they were very smart. Everything they did was very deliberate and researched and efficient. We're about to head up the Savage Alpine Trail. It's 4 miles back to the Savage River from here. We probably won't do the whole thing because it goes over a very high peak, but we want to share with you how far we go, and this is what it looks like.
So I want to point out the trail is open today, but there are some days it is not open due to bear danger. So we should be safe today, but we still have our bear spray just in case.
Hold that just in case, because it says bear feeding on a kill may become agitated and aggressive, just the area is close. Yeah, so that means the bears have killed something like a caribou or a baby moose and they're eating it, and you don't want to be around. Even something more grumpy than me over a plate of food is a bear.
We should be safe.
They tell you we should be at least 75 feet away from a caribou and 900 feet from a bear. That's really funny, but because a bear can cross 900 feet way quicker than you can imagine. For all of you wanting to do this, this is where we are. This is where we're headed. This is where we're camping. Okay, let's go. We're on the Savage Loop Trail, and you can see the cottonwood trees. Cottonwood trees always grow by water, and this is one of our favorite spots on this trail. It's such a scenic spot, and it's so pretty with the sound of the water running through it. If you ever come here and want to spot wildlife on the side of the mountain, here's like a little bit of a pro tip. On the brown part of that mountain in the distance is where you'd likely see caribou in the thicker brush and likely moose. Higher up, just before you see the rocks, and at the top of that lowest hill you might see sheep, and at the very top up there where there's still snow and it's nothing but rocks and pointed peaks, that's most likely where you'll spot mountain goats. And down in here is where you're likely to see a hungry grizzly bear. Looking for a girl in a blue shirt. Oh my god, he scared us both. That is a ptarmigan, and he is so pretty. We almost stepped on him. Let me get down there with him. He's kind of afraid of me. Don't be afraid, little ptarmigan. Everyone, that is a ptarmigan, ubiquitous all over Alaska in the high country. In the winter, they turn white, and in the summer, they've got this gorgeous golden, brown, and black plumage. His feet are covered in feathers to keep him warm in the winter because they live basically on the snow. He's probably looking for his girlfriend, and he's not happy about me being here. Another day in the life of living my Alaska Denali National Park. One of the things I like to do in Alaska is find a creek bed like this and walk through it. You never know what types of prints you'll find, anywhere from bears to moose to other human footprints. This is a female moose, and she's headed that way because this is the rear of her print and that is the front. So our landscape is about to change. As we gain altitude, you can see we are in spruce forest, and as we go higher, we're going to get above the tree line here shortly into that alpine meadow. Let's see what this big print is right here. Oh, that's more moose. The moose love to eat these willows, and as you can see, all of the tops of these willows are cut off. It looks like Dawn is taking video and photos of something. Let's go see what she has. My wife loves wild animals. Everyone she sees, she wants to make her best friend. She's like Snow White and all the little birds in the Disney movies. She's actually trying to sing to him now in hopes that he'll come out of the bushes. Is he in there? He's in there. I hear you calling to him.
Trying. We're good.
No, I don't see him.
He's right there.
Gosh, they camouflage so well. Oh, I see him in there. He's hiding from us. He doesn't like us very much. Okay, everyone, we're gonna let Mr. Ptarmigan do his best life today in Denali National Park. We're gonna head on up the trail. What is that?
I'm kind of
Touch it.
scat. I will not.
Man, it's full of hair, and it's brown like it's moose hair. Oh, that definitely looks like a wolf right there. If anybody knows what kind of scat that is, please put it in the comments and let me know. I'm guessing it's wolf, but it could be bear. This is a wonderful trail, and we're so happy to share with you. We use our camper van, we use fancy cameras, really great binoculars, but it's not about any of those things. What it's about is this. Those are just the tools that bring us to this experience, and that's why we do this, is to share this with you. And any tool we can find that helps us improve the quality of this event, we use. So if you have some favorite tools that we don't have yet, better shoes, better clothing, better binoculars, let me know what you like to use. Maybe I'll use it on a future show and take your advice. All right, as you can see, I'm huffing and puffing. Been sitting around all winter. That's not a good thing to do. Here's another marking on a tree, and we have to assume this is moose that eat the bark in late winter. Little cottonwood forest there. Absolutely charming. What's notable here is we are about to leave the forest areas. I suppose this is considered boreal forest. The trees are stunted because of the severe winters here and basically poor soil. It's rock and sand. But we're about to come out of that forest and into the highlands. And this is considered to be up there would be the alpine section. This is a good place to take out the binoculars and just stand here for a little while. Not only admire the beauty of the place, but see what you can spot in the bushes. If I find anything, I'll let you know. We're into the alpine now. My wife is a Sound of Music movie fan, and every time we come to a place like this, she sings "The Hills Are Alive" with the sound of music. And I've been trying to catch her doing that for a decade on camera, and she continues to elude me. One of these days, we're going to get her singing that on one of these mountaintops. Back this way is the Savage River and the Savage River Campground. The Savage River flows through that basin right out there. Mount McKinley, also known as Denali, is out here somewhere, but we cannot see it because of the clouds. Oh, that's so nice.
I know.
Every time Charlotte would make a comment about one of the girls being healthy, Ashley would have a fit and be like, shit, I gotta lose some weight.
Healthy equals fat in the South.
I love these overlooks.
Yeah.
It's
the backdrop is just incredible.
It is so fun to watch, and I really enjoy going downhill too.
Yes.
I need to lose some weight and get in better shape, but I'm hungry, so let's go eat hot dogs. So I see a problem there. So we're still hiking the Savage Alpine Loop Trail near the Savage River Campground, and what I'd love to show you here is above us is the alpine and the tundra river bottom there, and we're headed back into the spruce forests and a stand of cottonwoods right here. Well, we spotted our first bear in Denali National Park.
Yes. Ferocious and scary.
I'm not sure why she's hauling her teddy bear out here. Maybe, like Dawn said, maybe it's something emotional, maybe it's a memento, someone she's lost. I didn't want to stop and ask her. It's none of my business.
But we can say we saw a bear.
Denali National Park, you spot all sorts of wildlife, some more curious than others. All right, I'm tired and I'm hungry. Let's go. What in the world is that? So it's a burl. Just sit on it.
I will not tell you what it looks like.
Let me demonstrate what I think it looks like. No. In the 21st century, I can identify however I want.
Yes. Yes,
Or,
you can.
Okay, I can be a switch. I can identify this way too.
Oh.
Don't get.
We wish.
Don't. You wish. Get your mind out of the gutter. This is a beautiful piece of wood that could be turned into a decorative artwork in our home.
Yes. It won't be, but it could be. Oh, shame on you.
Okay, this is the Savage River Campground in Denali National Park, and we have a favorite spot that is at the back of the campground. Not much running water here. It's just vault toilets that look like that. There's no power for your RV here, so you're boondocking it. So we'll go straight and see if our favorite spot is open. Is this it here to the right? Is this one? Okay, I think we've made it. Savage River Campground. We found a spot. We're gonna go make it our own, claim our spot. Site 18B. Greetings from the Savage River Campground in Denali National Park. And this is our home for the next few days. Dawn is putting our window insulators in the windows, and I have the honorable task of making dinner. Did we read the instructions? No. Nobody needs to read the instructions. You know what to do. Would we be glamping?
Glamping.
And even better, have the boss lady serving me dinner tonight. What are we having, love?
Well, I slaved over a hot microwave for your stuffed bell peppers.
Enriched tomato sauce, apparently. What are you having?
Sounds very steak and mac and cheese. Very low-cal, very delish, I'm sure.
Very, very healthy, heart healthy. We've been on the road all day, and it's after 7 o'clock at night, and we're tired. So this kind of stuff really helps. But we're not always going to eat like this. And maybe tomorrow night I'll show you guys how to cook reindeer sausage jambalaya. Good morning from Denali National Park. Setting up camp. It's a little folding table made by a company called Nemo. This is Coleman propane, small little canister, fits into the jet boil. Super excited to use this thing. This is a little Coleman oven, and it folds out. And I also found this at the Tekanika gear shop in Teklanika, Alaska. Hard to find. So we're trying out the new Coleman portable oven. This thing folds up, it's made out of metal. It's sitting on our jet boil propane fired stove. And we're trying to get the heat up enough. We've got biscuits and hash browns in there. I also have some fancy pork breakfast sausage. The temperature is very slowly moving up. Okay, so my oven on the fire didn't work so good. Worked great for biscuits, not for hash browns. So our first attempt at breakfast with the Coleman baking oven was somewhat a success. It did really well on the biscuits. Did not have enough heat to finish the sausage and the hash browns, so I had to grab a cook stove in the pan. And there's something about the way things taste out here. They just taste better, folks. And this is breakfast in Denali National Park, and as we say on Living My Alaska, manger. The bears can smell this, and they love this food, so we do our best to pick this up after we're done. Tonight we're making reindeer sausage jambalaya. I've already chopped my reindeer sausage. This is an Alaska reindeer sausage. You can buy this at Three Bears grocery store throughout Alaska and other places. Pre-cooked wild rice. I know that's cheating. Pre-cooked white rice. Liam Perrins. Nothing else. Just this. Liam Perrins Worcestershire sauce. No other brand. And the original Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning. You always brown your meat first, and then you create something in the bottom of the pan called a fond. It's basically the burnt parts and bits of meat that get stuck to the bottom of the pan. And after that happens, then you dump all your vegetables in here, and as the vegetables cook, they release a little bit of water, and all that fond comes off the bottom of the pot, and that's where all your seasoning and your flavor is for this dish, folks. And so that's the way to do it. That smells incredible. It's already starting to brown. Our sausage is starting to brown. This is the reindeer sausage made by our Alaska Sausage Company. And that's what you want all of your pieces of sausage to look like, between that color and that color. This is my bag of pre-chopped onions, garlic, bell pepper, green onions. And that's what we'll put in here after we're done cooking the meat. A little less noisy now that our generator is not running anymore. Sausage is ready to be pulled out of here. We'll set it aside. Tony Chachere's lightly seasoning, folks. Liam Perrins Worcestershire sauce. We want to brown this to where it's almost cooked, just like the sausage. The reason we do the sausage first is because it has the most grease in it, And we need a little bit of grease in the bottom of this pan to cook and flavor this. This is chicken breast, which is white meat chicken, and it doesn't have much flavor, and it's very lean. And so we want the sausage grease to do this. We've got its seasoning. We're going to brown this, and then the third step is to add the vegetables. So our chicken is starting to brown nicely, and as you can see, it's changing color. And you want it to be almost fully cooked, because after you cover this lid, we turn the fire off and just let it sit and soak, or maybe just a very low fire. So it's not really cooking anymore. It's just when we dump everything else in here, we want that rice to soak up all of the good flavor that's in this pot. So you want this cooked before you do the next step. Okay, so that chicken is just about ready. So I'm going to spoon this out into there. And the reason I spoon it out and I don't dump it in, because I want all that juice to stay in that pot for the next step. And as you can see around the edges of the pot, it's starting to turn brown. That's what's called the fond, and that's what gives you so much flavor. That's what you want. What we have here, folks, is all of your vegetables. So you have bell pepper, green onion, white onion, or yellow onion, whatever you want, and garlic. And that is where so much of the good flavor, this brown stuff all along this edge right here, that is what you want to scrape off as these vegetables release their juices. You know the vegetables are ready for the next step, when everything is just about clear and reduced to about half its size. And as you can see, all the brown stuff is coming off the bottom and the sides. And that is what you want, because that gives you good flavor. It's starting to look really good in there, guys. We're almost there. We're on full high heat, speeding up the cooking of these vegetables, and it smells absolutely amazing. Notice I've put very little seasoning in here. The misunderstanding about Cajun food is that Cajun food is spicy, and that's not necessarily the case. There's a little bit of spice, but just enough to add flavor. This reindeer sausage from Alaska Sausage Company is already spicy. I've added a little bit of seasoning to that, and that's going to be plenty in this. You may be wondering why I'm cooking Cajun food. Cajun food is one of my favorite things to cook because it reminds me of home and my childhood. I grew up in deep South Louisiana, between the bayous and the swamps and the rice and crawfish fields of South Louisiana. My parents spoke French before they spoke English. My grandparents spoke French very fluently, and my great-grandparents barely spoke English. And they really knew how to cook, folks. That I learned early on that South Louisiana was a very unique place, and I understand why. So as I've traveled around the world, I've brought my traditions with me, and I've adapted Cajun style cooking to all sorts of things that we found all over the world, including in Alaska. And it's my wife's favorite thing that I make is chicken and sausage jambalaya. In this case, reindeer sausage jambalaya. The water is gone, so it's time to dump your meat back in. So we dump all of the meat. Don't leave behind those juices. And we dump in our chicken. And turn the heat way down. And that's what it looks like once it's all stirred up. I'd prefer to have a little bit more vegetable in there, but this is what we have. And so now it's time to add our last ingredient, and that is long grain white rice. And that's what it looks like. You turn your heat way down, turn that all, mix it all together, and what happens now is that white rice will suck up all of the flavor and the juices from all of this delicious meat and seasoning and vegetables that we put in there, and give that about 10 to 20 minutes to cook. And now we're cooking it all down. I've got it on a medium to high fire, and what I want to do is brown all this one more time while keeping it stirred so it doesn't burn. And then we'll shut the fire off, put the lid on it, and let it soak for about, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can see as we're cooking, that white rice is starting to change color from a bright white to a dull brown color. A little bit of a taste test. As you can see, we're just boiling and frying the final creation. We're going to let this cook for a while, but it's time to taste this. Make sure it's delicious. That reindeer sausage is a little bit spicy, a little bit greasy. Got the delicious chicken in there and all that rice. And as my old grandmother, my old Cajun grandmother used to say in South Louisiana, ça c'est bon. I got my wife a little bit of a present. A brand new solo stove. She's been wanting a small solo stove to cook things over an open fire without having to bring out a big stove or make a big fire and something like that. So we're going to attempt hot dogs over a solo stove this evening. We'll show you how it's done. pine. It's used for fire starter. It's basically pine tree wood that's been dried, and it's saturated with pine sap, and it's very flammable. It makes easy starting. I have this new fancy lighter. It's electric. We'll see if this works. Wow. Once this fat pine gets to burning, it burns really well. We use it at home as fire starter in the wood stove. In the wind, trying to start this is a fail. It's a neat device, but unless you've got something very flammable, it doesn't work that well. Do this the old-fashioned way. These solo stoves come in all different sizes, really big ones and really little ones. And the concept is it's a double wall, and in theory, it creates less smoke. Kind of works, it's kind of true. But we like to use in this sort of circumstance. The weather's not so great out here. I'm not so sure we're gonna be able to actually cook hot dogs over this. So stay tuned, we'll see. Okay, you guys, I've had a change of plans. It's windy and starting to rain out here. We're going to dump this fire out, and we'll be cooking inside the van, hot dogs. I'll be right back. So outdoor cooking for tonight has been a fail. Got caught with wind and rain. So we're doing the rare cookout inside the camper van this evening. And the first thing we do if we want to run our electric stove is to fire up the generator. We'll have some hot dogs on brioche buns, fried in a pan. Fancy hot dogs, American Wagyu beef hot dogs. The induction cooktop is really fantastic. So it's much safer than propane in a van like this. But you can see how quickly, since I've just turned it on, how quickly that pan heats up. Yet the top of the stove is cool. Mustard. You're welcome. It's hot dogs in the camper van on a rainy evening in Denali National Park. Let's manger. How is it? It's good? Back into the town of Healy near Denali National Park, and the rare occasion that we go out to eat somewhere, we are going to check out the Denali Brewery. Really cute little place. Is it open? Good?
Yes.
Let's go. Lunchtime. Let's go check out the bus. I like this. The sign with how many miles. Let's see. Homer's 300 miles from here, 304 miles. Wow. Denali National Park 10 miles away, of course. Arctic Ocean only 550.
Sarah Palin's house.
No way. This is a copy of the magic bus that's in the movie and the book about Chris McCandless, the guy who drove a bus out into the woods of Alaska and died in it. So this idea of living with one with nature is a bit of a fairy tale. In reality, and especially in a place like Alaska, there's no one with nature. There's nature and there's you. This is basically the story of Chris McCandless and his magic bus. And you can see in this photo how skinny he was. He was very sick there. This is the message that he sent. SOS, I need your help. I'm injured, near death, too weak to hike out. I'm all alone, please help.
49 State Brewery. Super cool building in here.
There is the big brew tanks back there. Check out this menu. Everything from specialty salads to a yak burger, king crab, and wild salmon. This is roughing it. How was that? Was it tasty?
Delicious and enough to take home for later.
49 State Brewery, Healy, Alaska, and a fantastic place to visit and some great food. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh, I'm getting smoked. We're making a fire, getting ready for dinner. Camping at Denali National Park. Down. This is the time to be out here. The wind is gone, the smoke will keep away some of the mosquitoes. The fire feels good. It's still cool out. The sun is a little warm, but the air is cool. Cornish game hens. So you want to try yours on a foil packet?
Yep.
I'm going to try mine straight up. It's hot. I'd put it on top. Might be too hot in there.
Yep.
Give it a shot, whatever
Put
you
it up
think.
here.
Let's see what happens right there. Fine. Love you.
Everything's better over an open fire.
I think so.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's big.
Does it need flipping? Does the chicken need flipping?
I think it does. Oh, look how delicious that looks. Wow. Yours is like right over the fire.
It can take it. Yeah. Well, if you could set it up where it would.
Whew.
I may have to fold it back up. It may not be ready.
Well, I hope it is.
Huh?
I hope it is. So, to brown it.
Yeah. I think so.
It looks entirely disgusting.
Does it?
Yeah. But if you brown it now, it'll look nice, and maybe you want to taste. This is the breast meat if you want to bite. Time for s'mores. Fancy new s'mores kit made by Solo Stove. Wow, that's fancy. 3 big s'mores.
Yes.
You're gonna eat all 3 of those?
No, I made you a second one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a-
the last one I
a
made,
lot
so
of
that one
sugar.
needs to sit. Well,
Okay.
you know, it's vacation.
Is it delicious? Is it scrumptious?
It was worth eating dinner for.
Worth making a happy plate? Not a bad way to spend an evening. Thank you for joining us. More coming tomorrow. It's our last night in Denali National Park. Denali National Park, Tekanika Campground, Memorial Day weekend. It's quiet, and I really enjoyed making a late breakfast on the Coleman cook stove that we found. I'm not sure how old that thing is, but it's probably older than me, and I was super excited to find it there. If you ever visit Talkeetna, go to the Talkeetna gear shop and visit the fantastic folks there. You never know what you'll find. It's like a little treasure hunt. Dawn prepares her masterful s'mores. Nutella s'mores.
I don't know, I'm just trying
right?
it. I'm winging it.
Two marshmallows. Wow.
Why not?
This is not my favorite mustard for bratwurst, but it's what we have while we're camping, so it will do. These foods taste so much better out here in the wilderness. Not sure why that is. We were finally blessed with a good enough day of weather to sit outside and enjoy. Not too much rain, not too cold, no mosquitoes at the moment, and it's not windy. So we're lucky because this is our last night in Denali National Park, and it's been a fantastic adventure. 10 days of this, and we've had a great time. We've seen a lot of wild animals, a lot of beautiful scenery, enjoyed some peace and quiet and some relaxation, mountain biking, hiking, and it's time to go. It's time to go to the next adventure. 10 days in a place like this does for you is I'm actually ready to get back to work. We have so many more things to do, so many more projects at the homestead, and this kind of recharges your batteries for the necessities in life and what's necessary. Go out and do what's necessary so we can do this again, and we will. We'll have so many more of these adventures coming to you throughout the summer. So we'll be planting a garden when we get home. I think I'll go on a bear hunt, and then we'll prepare for summer fishing in July and August, berry picking, salmon fishing, and then come August it's time to go caribou hunting, and that's right around the corner, and all that's coming to you very soon on Living My Alaska. Okay, moment of truth. Looks pretty good.
Well, it's marshmallows, graham cracker, and chocolate. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Yeah, I want to try. I just want to bite. No, I just want to bite. I don't want the whole thing. Yes. Which one can I have? I want to try the Nutella one. Really good. I'm so glad you're able to come with us on this adventure. And that is the end of our Denali National Park. 10 days. Was it good to you, love? C'est bon. See ya.
There is nothing mild about living this wild. We live a wild life in the great land, and we want you to know that you can too. We pack every video full of information, but most importantly, inspiration. We want to inspire you, and as you watch Living My Alaska, you find the path to living your Alaska. And if you liked this video, then I know you'll love what's coming up next. Come with me, let's go to that next video right now.